Hello everyone, we are in Bayrampaşa right now. As you can see, we are in Arda Turan street as we will meet Arda soon. We will ask Arda Turan himself about the details of the Spanish author's book, The Genius of Bayrampaşa. While you were playing at Atletico Madrid, they said, "Who's this Turk? He's incredibly fast." He quickly overtakes his opponent with a short pass in the narrow field, and that success actually comes from you playing
That's
in
right.
these streets
I was just
right
going to
here.
tell you that. We can start here. This neighborhood used to be our biggest rivals. Here, then the next one, and the one above it, Mimar Sinan, and then our street is next. This is Patek Street. We had a contest with Patek, but they were a little weak. We were better. Over here, down to the right, lived Basri, my father's friend. He had a betting shop, and sometimes we used to raise like 6 winning horses at the last minute and earn ourselves some money.
Everyone's looking through the windows. How cool is that?
It's on a whole other level.
But isn't it very special?
Look, that's where the shop was. Oh, it's still a betting shop. Now, familiar.
Arda!
Brother Feta, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine, we're interviewing. How are you?
An interview? Let me do one about you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm afraid of.
Why?
I'll stop by later and see you.
Come by and let me make you a hot chocolate.
Okay. Oh, man, I used to love hot chocolate. Feta used to always make it for me.
I remember his childhood. He grew up in front of us. He always comes by and drinks hot chocolate. Hot chocolate was his favorite when he was a kid. He used to say, "Feta, can you buy me a hot chocolate?" And so we did. We used to order it from the coffee house right away. There was a soccer match one day and a friend asked, "Do you know Arda Turan?" And I said that we love him. We turned our backs and we saw Arda Turan was here. Our friend immediately went to him. He started hugging Arda Turan. Probably thought that he was virtual and not real or something. He was surprised when he realized he was real.
This was a very good team in the past. We were struggling with them a lot.
Oh my word, every street has its own team.
Exactly.
This is an incredible
now,
place.
Of course, this place was changed by the municipality later. It's a park.
Uh-huh.
Here's the club. Thanks to them, they gave us changing rooms on the bottom and a cafe on the top. I'll show you now. This is where our club Altıntepsi is located. Okay, so the other streets were larger and busy. They were filled with cars. We used to play in this dead-end street. Do you see? Our house was very small then. That house, that newly built building. Look at the top open window right in front of us. I bought that from my parents way back. It was just being built when I started playing football, and I bought it as a gift from my mother. It's the very first place that I got.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Then, of course, my mother became the richest in the building. The title deed is Yüksel Turan's
Incredible.
favorite. Deed is her favorite thing. We used to play here all the time with 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 4-on-1 matches. There was a wall where that iron is situated now. We used to use that wall as the goal. We were here all the time. Of course, it's hard to believe that this wasn't a street. Back then, there were no large buildings here at all. The back there was a garden, but we were always right here. We used to sit on those stairs. This is Aunt Ramzia's house. Uncle Fazli lived here, may he rest in peace. Look, this was an old carpenter. We used to practice German goals on these irons. Half of them here, okay? And half were over here. This was our goal box. If you crossed the street, you scored a goal. Hi, how are you?
Arda, is that you?
Yeah, it's me. How are you? You okay?
Fine. How are
Thank you. Yeah, I'm fine as
I
well.
wasn't sure if it was Okan or if it was you.
Of course, you wouldn't have known.
Come inside. Let's have
Thanks,
some
I'm
coffee.
doing an interview. I'll stop by later. See you.
Okay, see you later.
Oh, this corner was my hangout spot my entire life. My friends and I would hang out here morning till evening. Look, it looks like a goal, doesn't it? It really
Now
does.
that you mention it, it does.
We would hang out here. Look over here. This was the grocery store. This was our local grocery store, and they used to give us snacks and, drinks and stuff. We would sit here, buying seeds and fizzy sodas. That was the greengrocer. Then over there, you'll see the name. It used to be Urdu Street.
Then it became Arda Turan Street.
Camille and Nechmi are two guys who used to sit here. They sat over there. And I would come over here. They made bets saying Arda can bounce the ball this much or not. If I bounce the ball 500 times, they buy me a Coke. I just stood here, got the ball like this, and started bouncing it. Tap, 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 tap. It was a plastic ball, but it's easier with a soccer ball. You can control the volume and weight of the soccer ball. The plastic ball would keep escaping. Tap, tap, tap. I bounced the ball 500 times. Then I got a package. It used to open up from the bottom, and it had free Coke tickets. And I took one from there. And I swear I drank free Coke for almost 8 months until the campaign came to an end.
Oh, that's incredible.
And you need to keep in mind, back in those days in our time, drinking Coke was a luxury. But there is no such thing
Yeah,
as,
sure.
of course, I was coming to Camille. Thankfully, he never complained. He was a great guy. I would look under the cokes one by one, whichever is free, and I would take it.
Oh, wow.
They used to set up here, and there was bread here for the people, and, obviously we wouldn't touch it when they lined up for the bread, People came for bread, so we stopped with the ball a little. Yeah, we'd bet from here. Shh, that's where we'd come in and shoot a goal. Now, sometimes when I talked to rich new friends, I'd ask, "What are you doing?" And they would be skiing. And they'd ask if I was ever going to go skiing, and I say it's forbidden because of football. It was really funny. However, we would ski right here. We'd start from here and go down in a sleeping bag.
Were you doing it from
now
down
there's no
here?
sleeping bag in if you want. Ski gear is expensive,
Oh, very good.
What else could we do when it was snowing? This is our apartment right here. My mother lives at the top, Yüksel Turan. We call it Yüksel Turan's mansion, after her. And we've always been here.
We've known each other since the year 2000, 2002. He was playing for Galatasaray, and then he went to Manisa. After Manisa, he came straight to the A team. I'm combing my hair like this now, but back then I was young too. Next thing I know, I'm looking in the mirror and he's already coming up. Arda Turan is here, he'd say. I've made some moves. He came in and asked me how I was. We chatted a bit and then he said, I'm going to Manisa. I said, really? He said that they were renting him out. I said he shouldn't worry. You're young, I said. You'll go there, you'll get better, and then you'll come back to play in the A team. Don't you worry. And that's basically how it all started for Arda. The sympathy between us.
At the time, of course, it was a big part of our culture here to go to the Quran course. As you know, over the weekends we would go to mosque and we had to attend the Quran courses there. I mean, it was important being dedicated to your religion and also to your values. If you didn't attend, it would be shameful. I honestly loved that culture. I mean, a lot of what I learned about religion, it all comes from there.
How's it going with Altıntepsi?
Okay,
about
Altıntepsi. I'll tell you about Altıntepsi. So this is actually one of the things that I'm most proud of in my life. First of all, this club was a 5-story building before, and then it became a park. It collapsed. I tried so hard to keep this club alive. I mean, at the end of the day, they're part of the people's culture around here, and they really love it. And then, we built some classrooms on the bottom thanks to Nike. I want to thank Nike Turkey for this opportunity. They never said no when I asked for something. You wouldn't believe it. Thanks to Tunç, whoever is there, Onur, everyone, Mert, Adale, thanks to all of them. We have a whole different world. This is what's left over of my father, my childhood, my grandfather, of our ancestors. We wanted the kids here to stay safe. We wanted to prevent fights and drugs. We wanted them to have a much better life. We wanted them to have a better life, and we've accomplished it, partly because it's important. When something is going on, they come to Altıntepsi, and they wander around. When there's a game, people go to that, and this is a place I'm obviously in love with. I totally love it here. I love the street. Come on, let me order you a nice cup of coffee at Altıntepsi.
When it comes to Arda Turan, his loyalty and help, and how we made Altıntepsi is very important to us, especially to the club, because even today he still helps us, The youth of this place is very grateful to have him. We're lucky that someone like Arda Turan was born and grew up in Altıntepsi and still tries to give us something. I mean, we're grateful to him for that. Arda is a real member of Bayrampaşa and Altıntepsi. He's still here, he still stops by, he's still investing, so there's a lot of stuff in the club over there, He's still investing. Many things in this club are his work. In other words, when people come here to register, they say, we're coming for our brother Arda. They always want to see Arda as the role model. And parents come here holding their children's hands and say, this is Arda's club, the club where Arda grew up. This room documents the importance that man gives to young people. It's a place that was established with the aim of meeting with teachers one-on-one so that kids don't fall behind in their lessons and learn foreign languages. Everything that you see here are things that were made possible with his own sweat and tears. And this room is also his own handiwork. Let's just say that it's the man's work of passion, We've got our clothes on top, our lockers, and everything we need right here. The tools you see from head to toe are his own, very own hard work, actually. So thanks again to him. I'm glad you're here, Captain.
Well, listen. Hello, Ali.
Thank you. Take that one.
Oh, thank you.
Our cups are very
Thank you.
thin.
The tea looks great.
He's very proud of his
this
tea.
is going to be nice.
Hey, thank you so much.
Well, while you were playing ball back then, did everyone really say
Look, let me
coffee
tell you,
shop
my
all the
father
time?
was my father was born here. While they were playing, they said to my father one day to come look. And back then, whenever I played ball, people would leave their jobs and come to stand and watch me play. That's the honest truth.
To watch
I
you?
was so talented back then.
You're still incredibly
No,
talented.
when you grow up, talent disappears.
Don't be ridiculous.
It does.
That would
Come on.
disappear.
You know,
But it was obvious even then. You played your very first game
I was
before you even
I was a
turned
really
18.
cute kid back then. I used to hang out at the cafe. I was a waiter. When I was little, I was always very curious about coffee because my father forbade me to go to the cafe. Because all of my uncles owned a coffee shop. For instance, my uncle Fuad and all. May they all rest in peace. And then there's the club, 3 in 1 street. There's the coffee of Chichek there, and there's the coffee Sivas. There are coffee shops all over, but it's forbidden. Is there such a thing?
How could that
I
be
mean, come on.
possible?
And there's Fruco, the fizzy soda. I love it. And you know
Oh,
what?
that fizzy
There used to be
soda.
Tamek bottled juices.
Yeah?
How delicious they were. Do you know what I loved about those places the most? Peddlers used to come here. They distribute lahmacun, eggs, onions, cheese, and tomatoes. Between sandwiches, you've never tasted that. It was something else. When someone says Arda, I immediately think about this. He was on the Umit national team back then. And he came to the club one day. He said, I want to introduce you to someone. He knows I'm a good Besiktas fan. Look, he said, I brought Sedar Ozkan, the player of the future. He introduced me to him by saying he's a Besiktas player, and we drank tea together. It was a beautiful memory for me. But there's only one thing to say about Arda. He's loyal, honest, and a solid character. I'm one of those people who think his integrity and character had earned a place in the hearts of all Turkish people. Well, think of it this way. Hello, have a good day. This didn't exist, so the stone here was directly below. Also on weekends, look, do you see? Right over there, the grass field from here. Now, again, Bayrampaşa has a match with Offspor there. After playing a little ball, we used to go there to watch the official game on weekends. There's a basketball court behind it too, the basketball hall. When it rained lightly, we'd watch the youth basketball games in winter. I mean, since I go to all the games, I know the infrastructure generations. I used to know them all when I was a little boy here. Semi Erdem, August Savas, Cenk, and so on. We were all acquainted in some way or another. Then they became my classmates. Believe me, it was a festival place every weekend. Imagine it like this, from 8 in the morning to 10, 11 in the evening. With all the neighborhood teams of Bayrampaşa, there were 500 or 600 people. All of these people were just playing every day. Both young people and adults. The audience was at least 1,000 to 2,000 people, and there was no important football player who did not play on this field in the past. So let me tell you this, every football player from Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, or Besiktas infrastructure has played in this field once, until this field was closed, so it was famous.
It says in the book from morning to night, even your mother says
Well,
he
now,
was
of
always
course,
playing with the ball.
field money was given so we could play here. They didn't get any field money for me because I played well. But of course, think of it like a serious match where you're wearing uniforms. There is a referee. It's a little more different than a neighborhood game. I studied here at Yahya Kemal Primary School.
Oh, this is your school?
We had a teacher, Mehmet. He came as a social studies teacher, and he's from Trakya. Well, we didn't have a school team. It wasn't a school that was interested in such things. Back then, students paid dues. Do you understand? People didn't have much. We formed a school team with my teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm that kind of student in middle school. We formed the school team when I was in the 1st or 2nd grade of middle school. After that, we did pretty well on the school team and we made it to the finals. We lost the final on penalties. I was very disappointed in 2 finals in my life.
Oh, that's funny.
One was the final of the school team, and the other was the
that's so
final of the
good.
Champions League.
Incredible.
You know what this hot pot collar is? We won the game, and still in our uniforms. As a reward, our teachers who were wealthy back then, they used to bring us here so we could all celebrate together after we had won. And they'd order us casseroles. The casserole here is what we love the most. I would say that's what we probably ate the most when we were kids around here. Now I'm gonna tell you this story. So, why they say narrow streets?
Yeah.
First of all, I love neighborhood games. So there's a big difference between playing football and playing ball. When we were little, we always played ball. What is played on the field is also playing ball. Playing football is another thing, a job, something serious. It is something that has a tactic, system, and knowledge for which money is earned. Thanks, bro. You have obligations, but playing ball is one of the hobbies of life. Just as you have a predisposition towards art, you're everywhere. It's that kind of situation. Of course, everything is changing here. Look, now they made the bottom of the field a marketplace. There's a Sunday market there now.
Is this the field where you were discovered?
Yeah, that's right. And from here...
So what kind of child was Arda Turan?
I had a girlfriend in middle school. Back then it was very difficult to have a girlfriend from school. We used to come all the way from school to one of the side streets. I could only hold her hand from here to there while passing through the side street.
Oh,
We walked here to hold hands.
Wow, I can't believe it.
Yeah, but do you understand what it was like for us back then? I mean, you're holding the hand of the most beautiful girl in school. Think about it, from here to there.
And in this street?
Yes, in this street. But that's it. It ends here. Everybody knows everybody. On the way back, we were walking down the Altıntepsi Club in uniforms. Think about it. Children in green and white uniforms around here. Everyone sees everyone as they pass. You walk this road on a Sunday and you think, it's pretty cool. And I mean, that sounds like a big deal because people are looking at you. On top of that, you're a kid wearing your uniform, fancy shoes. You go all the way down, play the game. On the field I showed you on weekends, and then you come back here again.
It's very beautiful.
And frankly, I love belonging to this culture. In the following periods when things were going well, but I felt that I was, stuck in a corner. When the media was just too much for me. When my starting point was gone, I would come here during morning prayer. And after that, I used to walk around here in the mornings. Since I knew the mosque community, most of them were my grandfather's friends. We used to drink tripe soup with them. Had a cup of coffee or tea, chat, and that made me feel really good. Careful. It made me feel good because belonging to a place, to a village, to a neighborhood always gives one strength. So frankly, just as a person who loves his homeland, loving a neighborhood is also a sense of ownership.
But you have a very deep connection with
Yes,
this
a very
area.
deep bond. But really, I have a lot of brothers and friends here who would come when I call, who can protect me, and who still talk to me to this day. These are things that inevitably bring a sense of trust and of confidence.
We thank you very much for all the help that you gave us, and for the importance you've shown to Altıntepsi. We're so very grateful.
I am one of those who think that he has a huge place in the hearts of Turks. We love him so much.
We wish him all the best. I hope you make a good coach. This is our only wish as Bayrampaşa.
Brother, whenever you come back to my store, your chair is ready and waiting, and so is your hot chocolate. So come on and let's drink together.
Hi, I'm Funda. In each episode, we will be guests in the lives of different people in different cities.
There are graffiti tours. Join one for a journey from the past to the present.
This was a betting shop. Hey, it's still a betting shop.
It's Fadik Sevin Atasoy I'm talking about.
Usually everyone comes to Times Square, but real New Yorkers never come here. I have to say this.
Where we'll go is a surprise for us too.
You see what that was like? So you're holding the hand of the most
really?
beautiful girl in school.
Look, it's already here.
This is my first time in Miami.
I was very disappointed at two finals in my life. One is the final of the school team, the other is the Champions League final.
Name City with Funda Karayel.